Hi, I'm Robert Jackman, and thank you for watching my channel, The Art of Practical Wisdom. Today, I have a really special announcement to make. The book that I've been working on for over a year is now up on Amazon and available through retailers, and it's called The Tender Path of Grief and Loss: Compassionate Stories and Practical Wisdom to Help You Heal. This book has really challenged me to write personally because I had to dig deep in my own stories of grief and loss in order to translate them for you. I wanted to write a book that would cover all kinds of losses that we experience in life very naturally and normally, friendship losses, relationship losses, job losses, and of course, the death. Um, but I wanted it to be a very accessible book and one that would help the reader really approach these topics in a way that you can hold this information and learn new ways to incorporate it into your life instead of pushing it away and saying, that's too hard for me to look at, that's too painful for me to look at. So throughout the book, I have 8 story contributors that have given their examples of unique losses they've had in their lives, and each one is a story in themselves. They each went really deep within to answer questions that I had for them about their unique losses and how they transcended those losses and how they found hope in sometimes hopeless situations. Each of those story contributors really rounds out all the information that I'm bringing through in the book. And I've referenced 3 phases that we go through within a loss. The first is the shock or the shock wave, that impact of when a loss happens. And the second is the stretch, which is really the longest part of our journey with a loss, of really incorporating it and trying to understand what this means now that the loss happens. And then the third phase is the solace. And that's something that we eventually get to if we really have walked the tender path with ourselves and have been gentle with ourselves along the way. So I give very practical ways that you can approach losses in your life, as well as ways of honoring losses as a way to really incorporate this information into your heart so that it's not just something that you keep on pushing away, but something that you can incorporate into the tapestry of your life. And there's something I wanted to read to you today from the book, and it's all of us experience loss at some point in our lives, but we interpret loss in our own unique way. Some losses are as small as having a bad day when nothing goes right, while other losses may cause our entire world to fall apart. Sometimes we recognize and honor our losses, but too often we don't identify or name events as a loss. Most people carry around a random collection of unhealed emotions related to their losses, and those emotions begin to pile up. At some point, all of us will carry an accumulated backlog of emotions, slights and resentments, betrayals and traumas related to losses large and small. So, this is how I'm really helping the reader examine unhealed, ungrieved losses that we all have experienced at one point in our lives. It's a completely natural experience, but so many of us haven't been shown, or it hasn't been described to us as far as like, okay, how can I get through this? There's no one way to grieve, but there certainly are approaches you can use. And I give you many different types of approaches in this book, so you can choose the one that's right for you. So it's making your grief work for you, your grieving work for you. That really is the message of the book: growing in your grieving, healing in your grieving, moving beyond that experience and not letting that loss define you, or really say, this is who you are now. It's about holding losses that we have in our life, honoring them, and then healing them and transcending those losses so we can move on and create a fuller, richer life. So it's looking at the arc of our lifetime and understanding that losses are normal and that it's okay, that you're not doing anything wrong, that you're experiencing losses in your life, that it's going to happen to all of us, unfortunately. But there are gifts in these losses, and I talk about that as well in the book. So I really encourage you to consider looking at this. Go on Amazon and read some of the book and see if you connect to the message. And I'd love to hear your comments below if you have read the book, and certainly put up reviews on Amazon. If you like what I'm saying and like my channel, please subscribe so you'll get new announcements of things coming up in the future. And as always, thank you for supporting my work and reading my books, and all the best on your healing journey. Blessings to you.